Hey guys, we're just going to do a quick little video here. We have some footage of everything that we did, but this is going to be a quick recap of, I guess, sick week. It's what, 2 days past?
As part of the sick ward.
As part of the sick ward. So, myself, Hustlin Horsepower, and Lady Gangster Racing, and Sexy Rexy, I don't know where he is right now. We're in a hotel room just west of the track and stuff like that, hanging out in Florida for a few days. We're going to be looking for a shop to rent, so we don't have to be sick ward participants again, I guess you could say. We're looking for a small shop to rent so that we can put a couple cars together. We got Maddy's 63 Chevy 2 wagon that we're waiting on parts for. Most importantly, a subframe, tubular chromoly subframe for the car, and a bunch of other parts. Yeah, some big block Chevy parts, 4-inch crank, this, that, everything else. Yeah.
You're also going to be looking for a body. Yeah,
I need to find a body. Probably like a 33, 34 Dodge body, preferably. I'd love to come out and do sick week and go in the sixes at 200. That was my 5-year goal starting 2 years ago, so I got about 3 years left to figure that one out. I'm not quite positive we could do it in a 1930s body because they've proven to be pretty aerodynamically challenging over about 185 miles an hour. We went 185 in the dirty 30, but yeah, in the quarter. But with the 33, we went 165 to the 8th, small tire, no prep racing, and that pass right there was 5 miles an hour slower than another pass to the 330. So incrementally, that pass could have been about 170, 172 miles an hour more than likely. So 30 to 40 mile an hour back half is definitely doable, but a 30 to 40 mile an hour back half in a car that's like a damn brick is kind of challenging. Cutting through the wind. Aerodynamics take a parabola, I guess you could say, as you start increasing speed.
It's more dramatically less aerodynamic.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. So like if you put your window, like you have your hand out the window going 5 miles an hour, like, oh, it's nothing, right? But if you put your hand out the window going 100 miles an hour, on a racetrack only, because there's not too many places where you can do that legally. So if you put your hand out the window doing, 80 miles an hour, there's a lot more resistance, right? But it gets worse and worse and worse the more, the faster you go. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. But we helped out quite a few people. We got into, first we went up to Michigan right before the snowstorm, picked up Troy's truck and hauled that down here. So we brought the bus and the open trailer plus the big rig and the 3-car stacker. So we have everything down here in Bradenton to start working on a couple cars. But ideally, we're going to try to find a place outside of Mooresville. I like Mooresville. We both like the Mooresville area. There's a lot of motorsports in the area, and there's a lot of people that we like in that area. It's just like the motorsports mecca, I guess you could say. Modern day motorsports mecca. It's no longer Southern California or Indy. I gotta say that Mooresville area is
it's huge for the racing industry.
Yeah.
There's a lot of business that supports it.
Yeah,
there's a lot of good people there that have tons of knowledge. So,
and if we're gonna do this full time,
resources,
or keep on trying to do this full time, it's most you got your best chances if you go to where the
if you're trying to learn how to swim, you got to go to the water. You can't learn how to swim if you're not at the water.
I mean, you can go fishing for sharks in a freshwater pond, but you're probably not gonna get one. Okay, so yeah, yeah. I want to do a quick recap of sick week, and then we'll do like the full video of what we did.
Like you said, we went up and got Troy,
mm-hmm.
and then we ended up in Bradenton.
Mm-hmm.
And that was what, late Saturday night, early Sunday morning. We ended up in Bradenton.
I think 9 o'clock or so we got there. 10 o'clock.
It was more like midnight.
Okay, maybe midnight. I don't know. I was up that whole night.
And then, so there was guys there rebuilding a transmission?
No, I lied. I slept about 2 hours that night. Yeah, they were rebuilding transmission. So, they came all the way from Washington State. I think it took them 60 hours to get down there. We'll include this in the next video, but just quick recap. It took them 60 hours to get down there. Then the transmission went out. So I took the transmission out, put the transmission in, fixed the transmission, put it back in, ripped the rear main seal on it, started leaking oil. Pulled the transmission out, fixed the rear main seal, put the transmission back in, still leaking. So yeah, they had a big bluster.
They didn't
even end up trying it.
Yeah.
They just ran into too many issues, which is very unfortunate. But when you're up north in the wintertime, you just can't really test. So several cars ran into those issues. The next day,
Sunday,
tech day, I welded up parachute mounts, rebuilt a turbo 400 transmission, welded up some charge pipes and welded up some other stuff, and set up the four-link system in a couple cars. Yeah, I was up all the way until Monday. Well, I was up from Sunday, slept a couple hours Saturday, worked all day Sunday, worked all night Sunday, worked all day Monday. Then we drove. And fortunately for a lot of competitors, Tuesday rained out. A lot of competitors would have gotten knocked out Tuesday, just because it took them so long to get to the next track. But hey, that's part of the event. That's part of the demographics of an event like this. People like that, you know, right? They kept on fighting, even though they know the chances were against them. And in my opinion, they called it a little bit prematurely, and not because of weather, but it's not only the weather that Tuesday was canceled a little bit prematurely, but it gives the people that might have thrown in the towel on Monday night a little bit more motivation to be like, hey, now we got till Wednesday. And in my opinion, I don't know, just how I am. I think they should have said, hey, you got to be here at the track at this time. And if you guys want to bust your butt to try to get to the track at this time by tomorrow, then so be it. But I still feel like there should have been a cutoff for the checkpoints on Tuesday. Now, I don't run these events. This is just an opinion from me. I've done these events since 2013. I still think that even though there was a rain day on Tuesday, that you should have had been to the track by like closing time of the normal day. So it would have been like you had to be to the track by 3 p.m. the next afternoon, because that would have been the cutoff for racing on Tuesday. But Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it was all pretty good racing. We welded a lot. We fixed trailers. We fixed track equipment. Helped rebuild another transmission. Yeah, we did a lot. So then
there's probably at least 5 people a day that need something welded.
Yeah, we helped out 25 plus people.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. I haven't been a real spectator in probably 10 years. We've gone to the racetrack a couple times with intention of being spectators, and we end up working on something.
Yeah.
But I'm just not that type of person. If someone needs a hand and I can give them some assistance, I just do it. So it worked out that being participants in the sick ward, as long as we were able to help, we helped them out. So there's certain times when you can't help someone out because they're an impound or this or that, and so be it. That's just part of the event. And I'm a firm believer in that aspect of the event, that you should, if you're an impound, it's just you and your co-pilot and whatever you could come up with in your head to make something work to get your ET. That's part
whatever they got in their trailer to fix it if it's broke down, like.
That's part of the challenge of the event.
Are they? This is something I didn't really understand. If they were an impound, because I've only been to 2 drag and drive events like this. So if you're an impound, after you turn in your slip for that day and you're like on your drive, are you allowed to get help outside of that then? Yeah. Only at the track while you're making your time, you have to.
Yeah, so a lot of people like skirt the rules and they'll come in to the track and sit outside the gate, okay? And they'll get their car completely prepped, make sure they're everything ready to run, and then they'll pull into impound. You know what I mean? Because you could sit outside the gate and be like, hey, I know I'm going into impound because I'm top 3 in my class or I'm faster than the cutoff. And you can manipulate it. Or you'll get to the hotel room and just like, a lot of people just, there's a big endurance of event aspect to it as well as far as a personal thing. And you got to be able to like keep on pushing and pushing and pushing. But You know, a lot of people get to the hotel room and they're like, oh crap, we made it, awesome, and then they go and lay down. But there's other people that they get to the hotel room and they just keep on pushing forward and make sure, okay, the motor's healthy, this is healthy, we're good to go. We should be able, everything's looking good. We can go to the track, make that 10-minute trip, 20-minute trip to the track, and we know when we go in impound that everything should be healthy as long as nothing breaks between here and there. You know, go over the valve train, make sure everything, nothing tightened up from stretching valves or something like that on the street drive, or anything loosened up, or so on and so forth. Nothing in bolt in the car, so when you get to impound, you could be as efficient as possible. And if you do need parts, it gives you time to source parts. That's another big aspect of it. But yeah, I'm glad that the Swedes and Eric Yost won the deal.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
They're some of the best people I've met on these throughout this type of things. Eric Yost, that guy's just freaking awesome.
Customs by Biggin.
Customs by Biggin.
Yeah.
We're trying to get him to start a YouTube channel, and he's getting close to doing it. Does a lot of cool stuff, but one of the biggest things I like about that guy is he's smart. Like, he's smart. He's very intelligent, very and well-versed, talented, and many multi-dimensional. But when I ask him something, he'll never give me an answer, and I love that about that, because he makes sure that I was the one that came up with
the solution
and stuff like that. And like, he'll give you little tidbits of information. I don't know if he does this with everyone, but he definitely does it with me. He'll give you just a couple tidbits of information and be like, you know, he doesn't even like steer you in a direction. He's pretty quiet about it, but he'll give you those little tidbits of something to like make it
make your brain work and figure out that you can come to your own conclusion.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's because he has, like, I don't know, faith in myself or something like that, or whatever it is. But yeah, he'll never just be like, hey, I do it this way and this way and this way. And I think he has seen maybe the evolution from like when we first met back in 2013 until like the progression up until like the last 9 years or whatever of these things. So I love that aspect about him. And yeah, I'd love to be in that area to be able, you know, do some stuff with him, or, you know, some other people in the area as well. Mm-hmm. So Mooresville, North Carolina, Customs by Biggin. He does he's very talented. He does chassis work. He does fuel injector servicing. He does, is there anything he doesn't do?
Yeah,
he does everything.
Just about everything.
He builds a bunch of stuff. He's built stuff for Jackass, I believe. He's built stuff for Travis Pastrana's deal. Yeah. He's built stuff for a bunch of things. Very multi-dimensional, very talented guy, and
does work for some of the local farmers in the area and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Too. Like, he just does.
He's a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
Did a lot of work on his own personal house. Just really cool metalworking and stuff like that, woodworking and everything. So yeah.
Super talented.
So super happy for those guys. First international champions of a drag and drive event. It's always been a winner from the States, I do believe. Yeah, I think it's our first international champion. So Stefan from Sweden, congratulations. That's pretty freaking cool. Awesome guy. And he first started doing this stuff in like 2018 or something like that, but he leaves his car over here.
2017 was the first year it came over. The car's been here since then.
So yeah, the C4 Corvette Maroon, it won a 653 at 218, and that was letting out pretty freaking early. And I was like, what was that going to be? Like a 630, 225? He's like, yeah, if it didn't hit the rev limiter, it would have done it. So the converter was just a little bit too loose, and that's a tuning aspect of doing some of these things, is to you're going from track to track to track to track, and you want to make your car as consistent as possible, and having a converter that's a little bit looser can be beneficial because the track varies from one place to another. And we went all the way down from Bradenton all the way up to Georgia and in between. So, and the weather went everything from like 40 degrees to 80 degrees. So there's quite a variance of things. Mm-hmm. So yeah. So I guess that'll be a little wrap up here.
Next year we're hoping to have a car at Sick Week.
Yeah, a car or two at Sick Week. Yeah. we're trying to find, like I said, a 33 to 34 Dodge, some big block Chevy parts, conventional big block Chevy parts,
a shop to rent.
A shop to rent down here in like the Bradenton area, or a shop to rent or buy in Mooresville, even if it's like a single wide or a double wide or a foreclosure, like a rat infested house. Like, we'll just demolish the damn thing and put up a building up in like Mooresville, North Carolina area, within probably about a half hour of Mooresville, ideally on the cheaper side of things, because like, yeah, there's no way we can afford a $400,000 freaking house up there. But there are some relatively cost-effective places, and we're simple people. A single wide would be perfectly fine, especially if I had a little bit of land that we could build like start with like a 40 by 60 building or something like that, and then eventually expand on that and put a living quarters in it and rent out the single wide or double wide or something like that. So yeah, we appreciate it, guys. Hustlin Horsepower, Lady Gangster Racing.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and thank you to Kyle Loftus. Maybe we'll post a picture at the end of this video. Do a quick little edit. Yeah. But yeah, thanks for the award. We appreciate it. He gave us a little award, a little shout out for everything.
The best stunt welder.
The best stunt welder. Yeah, we worked on a bunch of cars, but he goes and announce us, give us the award at the award
Factory.
At the Freedom Factory for the award ceremony, and I was actually Freiberger and Finnegan from Roadkill bought a Camaro. Bought a Camaro, filmed the episode of Roadkill throughout the sick week, and then they put
a Camaro or a Firebird?
Whatever the hell it is, same damn thing. Something.
Yeah, I think.
And then
Firebird,
Firebird, and then they're like, "Hey, this thing's a piece of junk." Not really. It's a pretty decent car, but
really clean. There's a little bit of.
There's a lot of potential to it.
There's a 6-speed transmission in it.
Something like that. Yeah.
LS1.
Yeah, it's a cool little car. And then they're like, "Hey, we're gonna donate this thing." So donated to some people up in Delaware that we know.
New York.
New York.
He's in New York.
Whatever. New York, New Jersey. He's up north and we're down south, right? And
he was there at the event with his daughter.
Yeah, and they gave the F
car.
body, whatever it is,
The car,
to the daughter, as far as for being the co-pilot and stuff like that,
yeah.
and working hard and everything like that. So that's a cool deal. But coincidentally, I was talking to them, trying to figure out how we could help them get the car back up north, and I missed my award for helping people because I was helping someone. So I guess that's just coincidentally how it goes. That's just the luck we have. Whatever. It would have been good to make a little announcement on the thing and just say appreciative of everyone that gave tips or bought merchandise as we were doing the week. It was greatly appreciated. We did everything free of charge, but we definitely appreciate the tips and stuff like that to try to get something back together, so we don't have to be sidelined again. So that's it.
Next year we'll have a car out. Do something. 2.
I'd love to go 6s and 200. Don't quote me on it, but I still want to build an old school car, and I'm not sure we can do it with those aerodynamics at 185, 190, 200, or something else. But we got the potential to do it. We got the drivetrain, the electronics, the fuel system, all that crap. I just don't know if I want to go build a slippery car just yet, but we'll see. We appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Like and subscribe to the channels.
Yeah. And HustlinHorsepower@yahoo.com. If you know of a place, cheaper the better. Like I said, even if it's like a foreclosure that hasn't been lived in 5 years, that we could just knock it over, bulldoze it, and start with a clean slate that has sewer, water, electric, and start putting up a building. So guys, we appreciate it. Thank you. But for the meantime, we definitely got to find a place to rent for a few months down south, either down here in like the Bradenton area or ideally up in like the Mooresville area, so we can get something together, because I don't feel like being sidelined the whole year. We appreciate it, guys. Thank you, and we'll see you soon. Hey, give them a little wave.